Good afternoon, boys and girls. My name is Josh Heddens, and this is another episode of Ethos Offshore. I'm out in the garage today. Beautiful day, humidity is low, feels good outside. Wind's real nice, got a little breeze, so I'm going to see what I can do about getting a few things together for a trip we're about to go on. A friend of mine is going to be taking us offshore to the rigs, and we're going to go see if we can't catch some yellowfin and possibly even swordfish along the way. So, that being said, I'm kind of just getting a few things together, making sure I got all my ducks in a row, and figured I'd bring you along for this one. I'm going to be rigging up something new, something that I haven't really seen or heard of until a few weeks ago, and, kind of just wanted to share the information with you guys. So, what I have here is a little yummy flying fish. We were out a few weeks ago, and the yellowfin seemed to be feeding on all the little flying fish around. There were a ton of them around, and we weren't really getting any bites on anything else. It was kind of a tough bite, but a friend of mine had one of these, and ended up catching a 54-pound yellowfin, which was the biggest yellowfin of the trip. It's still spring, so we're not really seeing the big girls yet, but they'll come around closer to the fall time. But anyways, name of the game is to match the hatch, and so that's kind of what I want to do. And so we're going to get out here and get prepared. That way, if it's like that this time, we got what they want. So first things first, there's a few different brands of these out here. You got the Yummies, and then you got another little brand. I'm not sure what the brand is. I can't really remember. It's off of Amazon. But I'll put the link to the Yummies in the description. But these seem like they're probably going to be the ticket. They seem like they're probably made out of a better material and a better mold. But what we're going to do, we're going to get us some crimps, some glow beads or wood beads, just depends on your preference. I don't have any wood beads, and I don't think these are really going to make much of a difference, so we're going to use those. And then some treble hooks and some leader. I got these 1/0s right here. They are the Mustad Lockjaws. I like Mustads. They're really good hook. These are 5X if I'm not mistaken, and so they should be a pretty tough hook. Anyways, we're going to get us some 100-pound leaders since we're not dragging these behind a boat or anything. I know some of the guys on the East Coast troll these. I'm not very familiar with these, but I'm also kind of new to the game. I'm not like some of these guys who have been in it 30, 40 years. But anyways, I like the Yozuri HD Carbon. I didn't have any around, so I'm just going to use this Andes right here. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference, and as some as you may know, HD Carbon is pretty pricey. So we are just going to feed this. It's about 5-6 feet a leader through the nose of the flying fish, and out the bottom. It does have a hole in the top for a J-hook, but the guy who was using them with us, he had his out the bottom with a treble. He says all the other guys that he's fished with over in Texas use a treble out the bottom. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm just going to take this little glow bead, run it on here, grab us a crimp and our treble, put it on there. Now, one thing we want to be careful about, we don't want to have no big, huge loop on here, because that treble hook's just going to be hanging out off the back of the fish, So we'll go ahead and get our loop down in the right spot. And I'd say about like that, maybe a little tighter is fine. You want to make sure you have some of the loop there, that way it sits about the right distance on the fish. If it's too far up or too far back, it's just not going to look right, and probably will get hung up on the fish itself during the process of jigging it. So we're just going to crimp that down. There we go. Take that glow bead, slide it on down to the crimp. What that glow bead is going to do is stop it from pulling all the way through the channel, because what you're doing is you're casting this and then jerking it across the top of the water. That tuna is going to see it and come up and swallow it. And since they're coming up from beneath it and swallowing it, that's kind of why we're going to put the treble hook down on the bottom. And I think right there is probably a good distance. It sits nice and sleek up inside of that belly slot right there. And one of the tricks my buddy taught me to keep that treble hook in place is we're just going to get us some of these clear little rubber bands. I know you might not know where to get these from, but your wife does. You can probably go rob her drawer for some of them while they're in there doing their hair. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to slide this over the back bottom of these hooks, these two hooks. We don't want to go over this third one, because if we do, it's going to pull down in that belly of that hook and it's just not going to sit right. And those will lay nice and clean along the belly like that. Then we got us a nice little flying fish lure. Roll that up, throw it in a Ziploc bag like we got here, and we'll be ready to kill some fish. So I'm not a pro at this by no means. I have a lot more time on the water than your average person, but I am still learning just like everybody else is. As those of you who know, this is a constant learning game. Just when you think you got the fish figured out, they'll show you something different. So that's just part of it. But you know, that's what makes it fun. Getting to learn their habits, and you know, it's part of the pursuit, you know. But anyways, I hope this little tidbit right here helps you in the future. You know, it never hurts at least rigging up a few of these and having them in your bag when nobody else can catch a fish, and you pop one of these suckers out and hook onto a good one. It really sets the tone of the trip, if you will. So I hope you guys like the video. I'll be doing a few more of these little informational things. Hopefully getting better with my setup and my lighting. I finally got me a little microphone, that way maybe you can hear me next time. Still not 100% comfortable on camera, just because I don't know how I really like the view of myself. But you know, we're gonna have fun with it and just see where we go. I can be kind of awkward and a goofball at sometimes whenever I get nervous or something. So who knows? You guys will get to see some of my best moments and probably some of my worst. I did get a few of these other little rigs here in black instead of blue, just because, you know, it never hurts to have a different color option out there. If some of you have seen flying fish in person, you'll know that they can be one of the most beautiful colors of blue with black stripes on them and stuff, and they're honestly just a pretty little fish themselves. You know, so it's kind of cool to do this, just because you're getting to present a bait on top of the water, and getting to watch them blow up on it, and it's just a real live action feed, you know. Some of these guys will never get the opportunity to get out there and chase these fish, and I feel sorry for them who don't ever make the time of day to go do something like this. You know, you can book a charter or something. I have a few good friends like Southbound Tournament charters. My buddy Levi Aiken is a captain for. Trey Baker is an awesome dude, and they kill a lot of fish. So you know, it's something that is worth doing. I recommend if you're gonna go somewhere and do a charter, you know, don't just do one day. Do 2 days or something like that, because it takes time to find the fish sometimes. This is fishing still. These guys might do it all the time, but they have no control over these fish, where they're at and what they do and what kind of mood they're in. These are wild animals, you know. But these guys, they really do their homework, and they put a lot of work into it, you know. I mean, I'm just a wreck guy sitting here in my garage rigging up baits, while these guys are doing it all the time as a job. And It's a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of sleep lost over these fish that a lot of people don't see through that process of, and that's why it's so most important to do multiple days, just in case one of the days you do choose doesn't work out, and you know, you get a better opportunity of getting on some fish. You know, but another big thing is also remember that these guys, this is their livelihood, and they're doing everything they can to put you on these fish. And you know, take it easy on them. You know, tip them well. You know, every time I go out, I like to make sure I feed them. It takes nothing, you know, but a little bit of time and a little bit of money that you're already going to spend anyways to go and buy some steaks and bring it out there and throw them on the grill and cook them for them, you know, while they're doing an overnight trip, or, you know, tip them well, you know, because this is their livelihood, and they put a lot of work into this. It's you know, it's not a game where these guys are necessarily going to get rich at, you know. They do this because they love it, not because they're there to make a killing. Some of them get lucky and do, but that's just like everything in life. Some of them are unlucky and don't, but that's all part of it. But you know, being a good customer on a trip like this is a big thing too. You build a relationship with guys that may teach you something and may have you back out for little to no charge. You never know. So I'm fortunate enough to have a bunch of buddies who are into fishing, and they take care of me, and I try and make sure I do my part and supply bait and help with fuel and whatever else I may need to do. You know, this stuff costs money. You know, so don't be a crab, if you will, unless someone just really won't let you. But anyways, I think I'm going to cut this video short. Looks like one more bait I'm going to rig up. I don't think I'm going to rig up those other fish. Not yet anyways. I think 2 or 3 of these is probably going to be enough for one trip. At least I hope. If not, then I might need some help on my connections. Because then that means we got a bunch of pulled knots or something's going on. But anyways, this trip will be in a day or so. So, you know, hopefully I'll have some good footage of that for you here soon. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope this little video taught you something, and till next time.